there's a huge connection between film and reality.
Okay.
And if you can imagine things happening around the world, then you can imagine creating a story out of it. And that's where the passion starts developing. At first, I think we need to create that contrast between a side hustle and a passion.
Okay.
I can have a side hustle that is adding to my main hustle,
Okay.
but it's not my passion. Talking about burnout, you have to kill everything that kills your time.
Welcome back to Adulting Unfiltered. This is where we came to advise the youth on what they should know because, as you all know, we are directed to youth. This is where we come here to direct them so that they will not make the mistake that we've been making all along. At least this is where we gather to tell them the do's and don'ts regarding adulthood. And as you all know, today will never be different because we will always give you good and premium topic. Don't forget that I should remain Majesty, a prolific host and cinematographer. I will be in studio today. I have somebody that you guys would really like to hear, listen to as he talks. He has really done well for himself. I have Mr. Prince in the studio. Let me not just introduce him so that he can do justice to that because he can introduce himself better than I can do. So, Mr. Prince, welcome to the show. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much for having me here. My name is Mr. Prince, and he has done a little bit introduction. I'm a writer, also an actor, and I also direct, and I also do many other things movie related. So, but professionally, I'm a VFX artist and an editor. So, and that is what I'm into. So, in the long run, I'm fully embodied in anything called movie because that is my passion. And today we are going to be talking about something related to that topic. So, I think that's why I'm here today.
Okay, so we are talking about side hustle. Side hustle 101. That is something that you do on the side that sustains you. It can be work, it can be craft, it can be a business. Then now in your side, we're talking about movie, filmmaking, VFS, and content. So I want to ask you a question. What is actually this content? What is filmmaking from your own end?
Okay, for my own end, filmmaking is more like a reality, but in the long run, it's fake. It's not real. You cannot differentiate or separate filmmaking from reality because everything that goes in day by day is what is fictionally or physically incorporated into film. In movies, these things are being exaggerated, and that is a fact
Okay.
to suit the audience, to make them feel at home, and to make them hunger for more. But in real, you cannot at the beginning, at the first stage, cannot separate filmmaking from reality, and that's the angle I'm saying it from.
So filmmaking has to do with exaggeration, making audience believe that these things happens, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how did you first discover your talent? It didn't just happen like an accident. How did you come about you knowing that you want to start making film? Can you just take us through that? But
Okay, at first, when I started talking about joining the film industry or
okay,
trying to to take myself out there, so at first I don't have anything going on in my life that is film related. So throughout my school days, I never even ventured into that. So, but one thing I had going on was art.
okay,
So I'm good in art. I'm good in imagination. I'm good in bringing things I have in my head and put them on the paper.
okay,
So when I come in contact with filmmaking, I just like I said first, reality,
okay,
and I realized that there's a huge connection between film and reality.
okay,
And if you can imagine things happening uh, around the world, then you can imagine creating a story out of it. And that's where the passion starts developing. And when this passion started developing, it wasn't in the film line,
okay,
but it was in the art line. So, and since movie is art, and art is nature itself, in which is still boils down to reality, then that's why that's the point I start giving it the all attention it needs, and that's where my passion start building. Because at that point, I found out what I'm good at, and I found out a way to dive in deep and monetize it,
Okay.
and find how to live it as my daily life.
Okay. You talk that you started from that the passion first came from the acting aspect, not really the filmmaking aspect of it, or maybe the directing, the editing and stuff. So how did you transition from being an actor to a VFX director and a VFX editor?
First, the act I'm talking about is not just acting like the camera in front of you. I'm
Okay.
talking about using a pencil or a
Okay,
pen
okay,
to
arts.
sketch
Okay,
out
sketching.
something, to
Okay.
bring something you have in your head,
Okay.
and bring it into real life. So, but when I started transitioning into aside being acting, I started editing, is when I find out that they're all related.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm a lover of art. So, and that's why I did not go into just the film part alone. I go into art, into VFS. I want to fictionize. I want to imagine that reality in my head and put it in there myself. So
Okay.
that ability to fix in that thing I have in my head, just like I draw them on paper. So that's what led me into the editing world.
Okay.
So I want that story I want to tell. I want that passion I have. I want to see it there, me being the person editing it, just like drawing it, sketching it out. I want to be the person editing it and giving it that look and that imagination I have in my head.
Since we are talking about passion, there's this popular saying about passion that passion is something that you like doing, that you love doing, even when you are not being paid for. So in this economy and this our time, what do you have to say about it? Something that you like doing even when you're not being paid about it? Or will you just venture into something that pays? Because now paying the bills has to do with maybe even your passion, no matter what you are doing, in the economy that we are in now, you need to, no matter what you are doing, you need to at least try to monetize it. But now they say passion is something that you do even when you are not being paid for. So how can you marry the two? Because looking at everybody now need money to pay some bills and stuff like that. So how can you just manage the two? Are you going into something just for the sake that you like this, or will you go into this because see I want to make money from this? Which of the mindset will you are you supposed to use in entering any of these skills?
Okay, first of all, I'm just going to go to take this question in three ways.
Okay.
The first is if you are a student, okay, and the economy is hitting hard, and you have this passion, you have this thing you are good at, and you really want to do it. But if you do this thing, then you won't have chance to face other aspects of life.
Okay.
Maybe like your study, or maybe like doing one or two things to keep your pocket not going dry.
Okay.
So, and that's when you have to look for a way to monetize your passion. Okay. Now, if you are a student, just like I said, the first point, if you are a student and maybe your passion is you are good at speech.
Okay.
Okay. So there are many online platforms that requires you to give a good speech, to give your audience what they want, and you get monetized and you get paid. So that is you now turning your passion into profit.
Okay.
Okay. So if you are a worker, that is the second aspect I'm going to into now. The first, a student, because I know most young people are students, and also some are worker graduates.
Okay.
And you find out that you work the 9 to 6 or 9 to 5 hours of the daily activities.
Yeah.
And most people out there, what kills them is that they say, I love this and this is what I'm good at, but I don't have time for it. Okay.
Okay.
So I think in that category, you have to draw a plan. You have to set a plan. Okay, because that's actually the category I fall in. Okay, so even when I have this imagination, when I have this passion for filmmaking and creating art and visuals, I still have to deal with the reality of life that I have to chase something to support myself,
Okay.
to keep the dream going. The harsh truth is that your passion is not going to pay you immediately.
Okay.
You might be lucky enough, it gets to pay you immediately you started it. You might be lucky enough, it's going to pay you years after. You might be lucky enough, it will be
Pay
1 or
months.
2
Months.
2 years or in months.
Okay.
But how do you keep that going? So that's where the question now boils in. So as an editor, because I do visuals for others also, so how do I do what belongs to them and do what I love?
Okay.
Okay. Now, since my passion at some point wasn't yielding fruit, I have to create a time, a schedule. Okay. Now, if you are out there and you are looking for how to create a schedule, watch out things that burns your time. A lot of people say, I don't have time. I have this passion for this thing, this and that, but I'm working. I don't have time for this. That's not entirely true. That's not the whole truth. Okay. So most people spend time after work browsing through Twitter, Facebook, and other social medias.
Okay.
They go through this for hours, even before they sleep. And if you are in an environment whereby you have light 247, and let's say your passion is speech.
Okay.
So now, during the weekend, when you are not going to work, maybe Saturday, Sundays, you can create time, shoot your content, and these days you don't have to even look for things to do within your room. You can get a ring light, light up your house at the corner of your house, give your speech. If your passion is speech giving, if your passion is teaching,
Okay.
which is also speech related, you want to teach, we have sites that accept teachers and pay them.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to teach, you take your time, you teach a craft, you teach wherever you want to teach. And when you come back from work, let's say your work is 9 to 5, you take an hour rest, an hour or two rest. Okay, after showering, you eat, and you take 2 more extra hours to edit your content and schedule them and place them for the week. So if you cannot do them all at a night, then you do them hours after you get back from work.
Okay.
The target is finding out what works for you behind excuse of you not having time or you having a business and you can't not pursue your passion because you have a business doing. So that's it in that angle. And the last one, just like I said, I want to talk to those who not even interested at all. Why? Because they don't even know where to start.
Okay. Okay.
I've met a lot of folks that tell me, this year I'm going to start something like this, but I want to start it huge. I've seen filmmakers that say, I want to have this certain type of camera that wants millions of naira. I want to have this kind of laptop. But there are those who are successful, who have made it out there with just phone alone. They started with just their phone. The passion, if you have a passion for something, it's not going to start at a higher scale.
Okay.
It has to start somewhere. So at that point, you have to like find out, how can I start? Where will I start from? Where will I pick up from? I think that pick up is what matters. So when you are able to pick up and when you are able to find a way through it, then I think you start doing what you love and doing something else as you plan and schedule it at all.
Okay. Okay. So talking about this side hustle, is it something that you really like, or is it something that people are asking for? Will it be like maybe a service, or is it just because you like doing this, then you just jump into it? Seeing like it's a side hustle.
Okay. At first, I think we need to create that contrast between a side hustle and a passion.
Okay. Okay.
I can have a side hustle that is adding to my main hustle,
Okay.
but it's not my passion. So now I might be working in an office,
Okay.
but I have to do something else to increase my income so that I'll be able to balance my bills. But when it comes to you trying to find your passion, when you find it, you can still convert it into a side hustle. Okay. So maybe I'm good at photography, but I work with a company that's into that's into fashion.
Okay.
Okay. So now I can say I need extra source of income, and I'm working for somebody, but I need extra source of income, which is the definition of side hustle.
Okay.
Okay. So now I can say, okay, I don't want to go into any other business. I love photography. I want to dive into that my passion and turn it into a side hustle.
Okay.
Okay. So now passion is what I love and it can be monetized.
Sure.
Me monetizing it now is me making it a side hustle. The process in which you monetize your passion, that process, that's when it becomes
The side hustle.
a side hustle. Okay. So now if I monetize my passion and it becomes a side hustle, that means I'm on a win-win side. Okay. Because I'm now having extra income and I'm still doing what I love.
Okay. I work in a warehouse, but I have passion for filmmaking. You get? I know that filmmaking takes time, and this warehouse work still takes time. So, to you as a filmmaker, what is your advice for me to balance this thing up so that the warehouse work will not suffer and the filmmaking aspect will not suffer?
Okay, I talk about burnout as somebody who have passion and you still have something doing. You have to kill all burnout in the sense that anything that will burn your time, anything that will take your time, you have to like kill it. I'm an editor and also a VFX artist. There are sometimes I have a dead timeline for months. The client wants his or her work done. Okay, so at that point I have to work. I have to work and work even till 7 p.m. I'm still working, which is beyond or above the normal working hours.
Okay.
Okay, so but what do I do? When I get home, I eat, I take a 2 hour sleep, and I come back and I work throughout the night. I getting it for
Okay.
my own self, for what I love, for my own passion, my own project. Okay. So when you come back from work and since it is a company, they have their normal closing hours.
Okay.
Okay. So when you come back, you just have to like find time, give your body the rest it needs, eat, give it 1 hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours sleep. Then you get up in the night and edit your project or work on your project.
This one works for you because you're an editor. An editing has to do, maybe you set up your laptop, you put up a table and you start editing. But this one I'm talking about filmmaking proper. Like being on a set, gathering people, shooting. How can you manage it? Looking at your day has been fast spent in the warehouse or maybe in the normal work that you're working. So how will you not be able to juggle up producing content like proper film and this is your company work?
Okay, talking about going out for scenes and directing and being the executive producer,
Sure, something like that.
and you have to gather everything. Now, this is a modern time. Okay, in filmmaking, there's a lot of process you go through, and that is right, and it's tedious.
Okay.
For me, if you ask me how I do go about mine, I speak with my actors online, and that can be done even when I'm working.
Okay.
I talk to them, I create a platform. Now we have different platforms where everybody, the editor, the cameraman, the executive producer, everybody works hand in hand. We have Trello,
Okay.
apps like Trello, where everybody submit their work, organize their work, and do everything. Now, if you are also in charge of the script, okay, so maybe as the executive producer, you want to craft the idea and you want to bring out the concept your time in your own way, that can be done in the night. Now for the weekends you can use them for shoots.
What if you work Saturday to Saturday and Sunday is the only day that you have to rest and maybe you go to church, do 1 or 2 preparation as against Monday
You work Saturday
to Saturday?
to Saturday,
Yes.
then it's you're not working with a company then because no company gives Monday to Saturday. But if you find
No,
yourself
no.
in a situation like
What
that,
I mean that you work from Monday to Saturday because most companies work like that, especially all these private companies.
okay, private companies,
Yes, they work
okay,
Monday
okay,
to Saturday.
okay. Now, if you are talking about very tight schedule,
Yes.
now this is where you allowing there's a stage you reach in your passion. You allow your money work for you. You allow your money
Work for you.
work for you.
Can you explain that?
If you are working to make money and you have this passion that needs to be done, okay, now just like I say, we have Etsy, we have other platforms in which you check out things and organize your project. Okay, we have mailer notes. Okay, so you can still add people up, organize your project as you want it to be. Now you look for a director,
Okay.
you share the story, you tell him this is what you want and this is how you want to get it done. Okay, but this platform allow you, when projects are going on,
Okay.
you can be viewing how your projects are going on, because anything that is being shot is being uploaded to that platform. You get a preview of what is being shot.
Okay.
Are you getting it? So now what I'm trying to say in the sense is you planning your project.
Okay.
Okay, when your money is working for you, you can still be in charge, but behind the scene people do the work for you how you want it to be done, while you're busy creating more income to push your passion. So I think that is it for that angle. I don't know if you get me straight.
Yes, but what if in a situation whereby you are really working in a tight schedule, but the money for all this to gather directors, gather crew, and be outside and be out there doing your work while you are working is not really there. You know, say there are beginning stage that you just need to do one or two by yourself for you to get it done, and maybe by the time you start scaling up, then you might now bring in people. So what if maybe you have a tight schedule, and now the money you are getting from this tight schedule is not enough to fuel this your passion? What would you do?
That is where I come back to the first point I made: start small. If you don't have the income to take it big, you must start small. Starting small in the sense that you have a big project and you cannot handle it all by yourself, you take a project you can handle. Now if you are on a schedule between Monday to Saturday and Sundays are the only time you have, I'm sure you have laundry money. Okay, so maybe you are a church goer. When you come back from church, you can give your laundry to those who can handle it even before going to church.
Okay.
So when you back, you move to business. Okay,
Okay.
so if the project is going to take you, normally it will take you a month to finish, but with the little time you have, it will take a month plus,
Okay.
but the project is still accomplished. So whichever way, there's a point I want to also make, in which I forget along the way: sacrifice.
Okay.
Sacrifice is very, very important.
Sure. Sure.
You cannot have your passion on a platter of gold. There must be sacrifice. Okay, now when I was talking about burnout, you have to kill everything that kills your time.
Okay.
Now there are times whereby I love watching movies. It contributes to my day, it contributes to my creativity. Okay, but the time I'm in a tight schedule, I know that I cannot devote 1 hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours watching movie.
Okay.
Okay, so there is a time I know that I cannot be online giving people my time. Okay, so I use those time to rest and I get up. Now I can work from throughout the midnight, and sure, the next day at work I might be a little bit tired. So me, rather than taking my lunch break, I take that lunch break to rest
Okay.
and continue my work. That means I regain my energy. There must be sacrifice. Okay, even no matter how little it is. If I work from Monday to Saturday and Sunday is the only time I have, I'm sure I have little money to handle my laundry.
Okay.
That can be done. Then I give time for what I need to get done easily.
Okay, guys, we are there. We are getting there. At least we have answered some questions. Let's take a musical break. Then when we come back, we will now talk on how to scale up this your passion, because he has really done justice to how to notice your passion, how to make sacrifices, maybe if you have a tight schedule, and how to make things work. Now it's time for us to start scaling up